Why are there 3 people in chat? Why are there 4 people in chat now? So black, no stream. No, there is no stream. I am just testing something. It's so dark. That- okay, you know what? Fine. Fine.
What?
I'll actually appear alongside with Aurora.
Oh
Why not?
god. Oh god. Can't even test the piece here.
I was originally just launching stream just to test something with my daughter real quick to see if she can actually send in a message that the stream went live. 8 people watching. Why
Yeah.
is the one singular time that I am then launch stream, but not for the stream, just to test a single thing? That is my most most engaged stream I will get this entire month. Why?
What did you expect?
Bruh.
What now? Do we have to actually move up to collab or?
Ow. Ow.
Zero!
Doesn't matter. My my ears.
It's not even running, Zero!
I mean, the audio device that connects to the VNet is not even running, but it is running for me and my ears. Ah.
Well,
I really
sounds like a you
cannot
problem.
just test something in peace. Jesus Christ.
Well, someone has too many points. Zero, where did you get all those points? Just 131? I have another 18k.
Damn, he's running out.
Well, I have 18k if you really want those. As I said, I can easily
And you
drop in
decided
next
to
to everyone.
join. Yeah, I already figured you were the one joining, Dmitry. I noticed.
Yeah.
Now
As
let's
I said, I can
see.
throw another 50 at you if you want.
No programming stream. Uh,
We're literally sitting in Final Fantasy and he's just doing that on the side.
just doing that on the side. That's all I'm doing.
We want to drop into Eureka.
We're not going into Eureka. Too late for that.
God damn it. But weekly.
You know what? While we're at it anyways, it's going to be a very short stream because I'm not gonna stream past midnight, but if it actually wants to show up. This one doesn't bother showing up, I guess.
Nope. Does not
Uh,
want to. Well, frontline this for me.
it's taken an attempt to show up, I guess.
Well, you might be killing something over there. Hey, I saved my
Uh,
stream streak.
what I can actually do is just do a screen share.
Fair enough.
Oh my god, it's even the old layout. Damn.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I'll
old.
swap my screen to what is hopefully the right screen. There we go.
Yeah, looks good. But now we can't see you anymore because usually you're in there with your 3D model.
Now you can see me.
No.
Yes, you can.
I only see. I know you right now.
It just
Idiot.
started ping up as a notification, so you joined. Yeah, so like we're doing some testing.
As I don't have to test the bands again.
If I pull up my Discord real quick.
Well, I
Uh
guess Lyrica did her job of pinging that you're live.
well, there at least is a message in a separate Discord server I'm in, so that's at least something. Now I just have
What
to
did the
reroute it to the actual channel.
what
Uh,
did get a ping? Was it on the other on
a
Facebook
private
or that or what?
server that only I and one other person can see. But what I
Ah,
need is the channel ID from this, and I need the that instead of this one, I think. Now let me actually check if I didn't screw up something real quick. No.
as long as you didn't make a dumb typo again.
And now,
Ow! I got one shot.
if I kill this for a second and then boot back up, don't mind errors. This is a non-existent database. Nobody cares. Stream was
also,
located,
also know the thought was too lazy to actually start up the database.
and it's pinging an unknown role, so that is something else I have to fix. But hey, at least it sends a message.
Hey! God damn it! Don't even have a thumbnail. I see.
Well, it takes the automatic thumbnail of whatever's currently going on in this stream, so.
Excuse me, game. Can you maybe load the enemies that are trying to kill me here?
It is progress. Also, every single time I'm rebooting Lyrica, uh, she will start greeting everyone again. So keep that in mind. That's because the memory gets flushed. Which is
Fair enough.
something that I in turn also would fix to maybe make that automatic, but for the time being, there also is just a chat command that clears the memory for that. Uh,
Good enough.
so now we go back. So, actually, I need from the roles switch follower, copy a role ID, and then I have to replace this one with
God,
that.
you have a shit ton of rolls.
Uh, press the
Hey,
wrong
please see the
button.
enemies that are hitting me, game. Can the enemies fucking load in?
There we
I hate
go. And
Fortnite.
now if we close it and open it back up again, we can see that in a moment we will receive a new message and this one will actually ping the Twitch follower role. There we go. It's actually working. So yeah, great. I shut this down again. Uh, you see something concerning there? I see something very concerning in this.
Wait. I'm busy in Fortnite. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at my console, on my terminal, and I see something concerning. Well, it's not
Um,
really that concerning right now, considering it's a private repository, but it
um,
should not exist.
um.
This line here is the part that should not be there.
Um,
That means that
yeah.
my environmental variables are being uploaded to the GitHub repository. Is it bad? In this case, no. because it's a private repository. Nobody else can
Got
watch
it.
it unless they have been specifically invited as a collaborator.
Yeah, but if you break
Would this
something,
be
you get
bad
us
in
a lot
every
closer.
single other case? Yes, very bad.
Yes.
Let's say you put in some private keys, like my very old deprecated Twitch, our Twitter bearer token that nobody cares about because it's deprecated and it no longer has any functionality with that whatsoever. I'm pretty sure it's outdated. Or maybe the bot token even that should be replaced by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all kinds of things that you typically do not want to upload to your GitHub
Yep.
repository.
Yeah. What about to say? You're basically just giving out people free info here.
Nor do you want to show them on stream.
Fair enough.
Luckily, the majority of this stuff is just trash data and is deprecated, so people don't care. And the fact that I'm
Yeah.
uploading my .env to the GitHub repository doesn't matter either because it's a private repository. If it's a public repository, you might sell your data. Dangerous.
Yep. Well, something broke there. But it didn't do that last time you tested, so.
No, that was because I never started the loop in previous iterations, so
Oh. Well, then good luck fixing that problem. I got 2 kills. Totally professional, you program, and I'm just screaming about my frontline in the background.
and there we go. Now my uh eh, updated code has been uploaded to my Git repository. And it actually functions.
Ow, 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 ow,
The
ow.
nice part about my code here though is I can shut down stream, wait a couple minutes, and boot it back up, and Lyrica would
I also,
just send a new message because she detects it as a new stream.
I also just realized that I'm dumb. I was looking at your stream to see what you're doing. You're fucking screen sharing in Discord, which doesn't have the delay.
Exactly. Idiot.
I was reading chat, okay?
That's indeed very cool. This is my daughter.
Yep. And trust me, when I met thought I was also absolutely fucking confused what he's talking about.
But yeah, if we just take a look at what does Lyrica really do? It's basically notify my entire Discord server whenever I go live, which is now fixed. Uh, he moderates my Twitch chat to keep all the bots out. Whenever people join the stream, she says hi. That's basically all she does so far.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look into making my own bot at some point too. But I do that when I'm actually further with my studies and can do it.
Eh, when you build your own Discord bot, so to say, and my bot is actually a composite of multiple modules. Like it has a part that's working specifically in Discord that's
That's also
associated
good.
with the Discord bot I set up. and it actually controls that. But there's a different module that actually takes control of a Twitch account, not even a
Mm,
Twitch
yeah, no,
application, an actual Twitch account,
no,
and sends it messages as if it's that account. It doesn't
I
show
know.
up as a bot in Twitch
Yeah, because it's an actual account.
because it's an actual account, and that's the nice part. It means
I've
that
watched you make that entire function. I watched you set it up for Twitch. I know that.
I know, but I'm telling this for chat as well. This
I
comes
think
with
that
the
is really
added
look.
effect that is, interestingly, whenever I go into a collab and we have like a stream together, right? And with the stream together, you can combine the chats. Usually, Twitch bots you program and set up only respond to messages that are explicitly sent in a specific streamer's chat.
Lyrica
Lyrica,
doesn't.
however, will respond to a message from any of the chats that she can read, which includes the ones I'm collaborating with.
Yep. You absolutely confused some of my viewers with that already, by the way.
I know. Exactly. That's why I can access its profile. Because she
Exactly.
actually takes control of an actual account instead of a program, an application, which most bots use.
Yeah, I like the
Hey,
account version more.
considering what I want to expand this into, actually kind of needed. It's
Yeah.
also a fun interaction.
Yeah, as I said, I'd also look into making a bot of my own at some point, and in 2 or 3 years maybe, when I can actually have the knowledge to do so.
You should learn Python for that.
Yeah, that's why I
Python
want
is
to at
a
least wait a year until I actually get Python in uni.
exactly. Python
Like right now, I'm stuck with C and Java.
is a programming language that's really good for this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I
And
don't
to
even
be
started
fair,
that.
it gets really complicated in Java or C, so I would not recommend Java or C.
I like Java, but I'm not going to do that in Java. I don't hate myself that much.
Now, when you create something that is relatively small and simple as a chatbot, you should write it in something simple like Python. And when you actually start working on like the very big programs that go way further than that, with a lot of connectivity and communication and yada yada yada, then consider not using Python.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about, but I will see that when I actually started in like 2 or 3 years, maybe. Because I already did learn that in uni as well, because we had that as a project at some point. Maybe try with Kotlin. It's easier than Java, but also it's very close to Java. So it
Yeah.
might work. I'll see about
Now
that.
let's see. Is there something else that I would have to change? Uh,
Do your auto rolls work for once?
that is under the implication that I actually set up the database, which I actually can do. That was
Because
with.
I know that they usually just break, so you might want to test if that actually works.
I forgot what program I used to emulate the database.
Just remember that you are showing it on stream.
I don't know.
Hey, frontline done.
Maybe I can find it somewhere here. Like, I don't mind if people know what programs are on my laptop somewhere. It's not really that interesting. But I just casually forget what I used to emulate the database.
Well, I can't
I
help you with that. I
I
did not deal with
recently had to
databases.
use Thonny, by the way. Thonny for a micropython. It's a kind
Oh
of
God.
Python that's specified for little bots.
Oh God.
Also, the program I'm looking for, either I am blind or it's not listed here.
Well, I can't help you with that since I never touched databases
Oh
yet.
wait, I found it. It's Docker.
Okay.
I am blind.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. So I will
I'm allowed
just
to.
run this,
I've seen that before.
close it. Okay, so now if I run Lyrica again, we should no longer get an error that there was like no database. Like what we have here, um, I already see a connection made. Loaded a module attempting to load the auto roles, for which it adds a cog, which will load the mappings from the database, which will also load the reaction roles from the database. And then notice it doesn't have a connection with the database yet, so it makes a new one. Connecting, making a quick query to retrieve all of the um, role mappings there are. And basically it found one, which is, honestly, I don't even remember where it is. I am pretty sure it's not in here. No, it's uh somewhere forgotten in here. Somewhere.
That's fine. Now you're just showing your bot channel I see.
Yeah, why not? There's nothing much interesting happening in here. Other than some other testing, but that
Deleted
aside.
user. How old is that?
That was actually Shy leaving the server, so
Ah.
yeah, I can pull up the reaction roll list like this. I cannot pull up the reaction roll list like this. I guess I found something that broke.
Well, did you go
That
and fix it?
or I simply have to implement a fix that makes sense, which is very simple. Uh here we have the error.
Let me see. I'm still your stream. Give me a second.
Let's see. Task exception was never retrieved.
Hmm.
Leads all the ways to permissions.py. Attribute error. Interaction object has no attribute roles. Also, I believe this did send another message here. Yeah, it did. Let me just make a server announcement.
Another thing for the collection.
There we go. But yeah, Well, it's a small bug. It lies
Wait, I
within.
didn't even get a ping. I don't even think I have the role.
Ah,
How did I fuck that up?
it's in tools, permissions.
No, wait, I know how I fucked that up. My the reaction roll is not working when I join.
That's on line 7. This one. Um, yeah. What was the error here again? I'm pretty sure I fixed it at some point, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap to the development. Git stash. Git check out development. Yeah, I did change it already in development. Pretty sure. So yeah, it is in that branch. It's a old version.
Well, time to try again.
So if I then check out the branches I currently have, then git merge Discord switch notifier. Then we get a merge conflict in the .env.
What did you do there?
So we have to swap that around. Pretty sure I can accept this complete merge. Okay, well,
Doing it by hand? That looks like an
yeah,
error. What was the red
yep.
thing?
And it's already merged. Great.
So it's just complaining again.
Yeah,
As always.
I had to commit my merge. That was the only small thing I forgot. But other than
Makes
that,
sense.
I can just run Lyrica again.
Time to greet everyone in chat again.
Time to send another message in the Discord server.
Okay, maybe I'm happy that I did not give myself the role.
Why not? I am
I,
highly disappointed in you.
we both know that I know when you're live anyways.
Fair.
Like, chances are when you go live, you just left the voice where you're sitting in.
Look, another message. But this time around, well, this should now work. Direction role list. Now
Hey,
we actually have a response. Which also means that
you have
slash
a few
reaction
roles.
role delete. And then the
But
message ID and the emoji, and then it's deleted. As a small check, do we get a list back? No. We get no response, so. So yeah, it functions. I can show that it actually works as well. Uh, reaction role create. Let's say it appears in this channel for purpose
but
reasons.
you, you already have a role selection.
Yeah, but I want to replace it with because of the amount of times it happens to just be gone for whatever reason. All right, let's grant it an emoji for whatever cursed reason. Why is this even there? Actually, never mind. I will just copy this. Good enough. And this will be a toggle with a message text. Let's say we call it test.
Creative.
Yeah. And we don't base it off of an existing message. So that is something we don't have to fill in. Otherwise, you just skip the text and put in the existing message ID instead. Now let's see for ourselves real quick.
Well, if you
Roles. So there's a D&D master role that I will take away from myself now. As you can see, I currently don't have it. Clearly. So let's interact with this. Now let's check again. And if correctly, I
hey,
have set role now.
hey, it's working.
Likewise,
Now,
should
if
I
you want,
click it again because I set it to toggle mode, it's gone.
yeah. Now, if you want to be even more precise, because I can already see that was more than me, but what I can see right now, you can only set one reaction role per message. Why not like one message with multiple reactions?
Well, actually, that works perfectly fine.
That works perfectly fine. Then your Discord command is just being weird.
No. Uh, what you do is you call the reaction role create command again.
Ah,
Uh, Set it to the same channel. This time, pick a different role. Let's say I pick the D&D player role this time around. And I set it to what emoji can we steal from the chat somewhere? A thumbs up. I reset this one to toggle with no message text. Or well, you have to put in something, I guess. Something maybe to change, but we grab the message ID from this one and put it in here.
ah, I see what you're doing.
And now if we trigger this, it will
I see
cause
what
her
you're
to
doing.
add an additional reaction to this.
I see what you're doing there.
And as
I
you can
guess that
see,
works
now we
too.
have an additional reaction roll. And as you have already seen, I do not have the D&D player role. But if I click on this, then now I do.
Hey, they're working for once.
So as a matter of fact, yes, I can add multiple reaction rolls to the very same message. That is
Hey.
something I did implement.
You would have absolutely hated it if you didn't. I know.
Now you might be wondering, why would I use a database if I could also just store these mappings locally?
It will
There is a
die.
very simple reason why I do not store it locally and put it on the database instead. Said reason being, for one, if you want to add or remove some, you would be writing in the bot itself. And that in turn will uh, actually become really messy in the code itself. So preferably you don't have it in the code itself, which is why you store it externally. Okay, but how about storing it in the memory? That should be fine, right? Well, no. That means that with the very moment Lyrica would crash, all of those mappings
It's
are
dead.
gone. And with all of the mappings gone, none of the reaction roles exist. Or well, technically
Yep.
the reactions exist, but they're no
You
longer
can't use
tied to
them.
a role, so they're no longer functional.
Yep.
And then you have to go through the pain of setting them all up again, sending new messages probably.
And by the time you're done, you can watch it all die again.
Exactly. So that is why I made the conscious decision to actually tie it to a database. I have an entire database that is keeping track of all the mappings that in the event should Lyrica crash or something in that regard, the mappings are saved in the database. So when she reboots, she just reads all of the mappings stored in the database and just reconnects.
But then we now still have the problem that obviously for the reaction roles to function, Lyrica has to be online, which she is not always online.
True, but that is because of the very simple reason she is currently in test phase. As of now, where she is not fully built yet, and I am working on implementing more functions, more functionality. So you actually have like more interaction with Lyrica. And as soon as that is done, rather than running her locally on my laptop, which I have been doing for streams left and right, she will actually be deployed on my actual server. And there is where she will have like the full reign to run 24/7.
Fair
The
enough.
only moment she would like disconnect is if my internet dies for whatever reason.
Yeah. I might need to fix my internet issue before I actually get a bot running. To
Yes, with the frequency your internet dies, that is very recommended.
be fair, by the time I did, in fact, did a lot enough stuff in uni to be able to make my own bot and actually made my own bot, by that time I probably fixed my internet issue by moving out. So,
If we look at the reaction roll list, it actually shows that
yes.
there are two reactions. And similarly, when we delete them, you have to painstakingly um, copy the message ID and emoji to specify what binding you want to remove. By sending this, technically the reaction remains, but it's no longer functional.
Maybe you should actually tell Lurker that if you remove that, she should also remove the reaction from the message.
I could. I can also just manually say remove this reaction.
We both know that that will bother you now that I said
Yes.
it.
The ad timing was great, as you said. If Lyrica was to cry, and then a Nintendo Switch ad played, the timing was impeccable. Brr.
Well, someone didn't stop.
Someone did not sub to my channel. But yeah, it's just some ins and outs on how it all works, and the reason why Lyrica isn't running 24/7 yet. Maybe I'll just get rid of the other one. I mean, I can get rid of it now, but is it really that important? No, not really.
Nah, might as well. We both know that you have idiots in that channel who would press it just to test it and then wonder what happened.
It's always. But yeah, that is some stuff on. You can also see here that there actually is logging for when reaction roles are created and deleted.
Yeah.
It deadass sounded like like it Lyrica was to crack. If not it. uh, if Lyrica was to crack. No, if Lyrica were to crash, then a lot of the then basically the internal memory would be wiped, which is why the reaction role mapping is not stored in the program's memory. Instead, it's saved on a database. So in the event of a crash, the mappings can be recovered from the database.
Yeah, I think you confused chat here.
Nah, the ad did.
Nah, chances are that at least half the people in the chat don't even know what we are talking about here.
No, I'm not going into detail on like, oh, this is how the code works. This is how this little part of the code works. No, I am
I
just
think that's
keeping it simple by just explaining the functionality, like what
yeah.
Lyrica is doing in terms that is understandable for the average viewer.
I'll be
Like I can
honest, like
mention
2 years
like, ooh, print command, ooh, and variable, and this function, that function, decorator.
I'll be
I can
honest.
call all of that, but the majority of my chat would not
Nah.
understand that.
I'll
Instead,
be
I
honest,
just mention what it's doing, like, ooh,
yeah.
reaction roles. So you can claim your own roles. It sends an automated message, that kind of things. That's something that my chat does understand.
Yeah, then your chat might be smarter than I was before starting my studies. Like if I had looked at that like 2 years ago with that explanation, I would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Nah, it's the code here, it's not interesting unless you are an actual programmer.
I
What's
know.
more of interest is the terminal output. It actually tells you what is happening.
Yeah. That's almost whatever I put out, people will absolutely not understand what it's talking about. Like it
That
makes sense
said,
if you kind of know what you're doing. But if you have absolutely no knowledge on anything, like I did when I started my uni, yeah, no.
that said, that's some error catching. Yeah, this is here the print statement. So what I have to change is for this statement to be removed. Instead, I am going to uh, put it back in here as a logging.
Yeah.
So what I would be putting here is a blueprint. It's one of my custom uh, custom method, as it is called here. You have like functions, but as soon as they're actually within an object, it's called a method.
So I'm about to say that doesn't usually exist.
But yeah, a blueprint in which I will just simply state that Copilot already puts down what I wanted to put down, basically, kinda. But
Oh,
yeah,
but the program is too smart.
but you can literally just put in a feedback message, like
That is basically just the blue ones that we see in the terminal, right?
yes. The
Let's
blueprint
put it
function is like a print
that.
function. Normally, if you
Was it?
print a function, it just appears as normal text like this.
Yeah, and you
But I
wrote
made a
blue because that
specific method called blueprint,
to make
which
it blue.
actually makes text appear in blue.
Well, that's one way
Similar
to define a blueprint, I guess.
for Twitch components. Like these are all have the
It's
Discord tag. This one has a Twitch
purple
tag.
print.
These are all in purple, and logically they
Purple
are called purple
purple
prints.
print. Meanwhile,
Now
normal
there,
people would look at blueprint and be like, "What blueprint? Are you building something?"
now there are some other types of prints that also appear. You get a blue and the print command. You understand? I know, right? It's so easy. And later on, let's say Lyrica gains more functionality on different platforms. Then I don't know if the primary color of said platform is orange. Let's say she automates something on my totally non-existent subreddit. Then it would then the feedback message in the console would be orange prints.
Very creative. I see.
Or maybe when I pick up Kick again for whatever reason, it become green prints.
Oh God.
But other than that, other than funny colors, um, other than the text colors, there are also color markings that can appear in the terminal, and those can be either red or green. Respectively, those are error prints and approval prints. And they are basically used for whenever Lyrica runs into any kind of breaking issue, or when are also very lavishly used when someone gets banned from my Twitch chat.
And agreed when it's a bot who decided to test it, as we already saw.
Uh, it's
Pretty sure that
green
was
when a mod tries to test it because it has approval.
yes.
It sends a
It's
message,
like
hey, this is
your bot was
prohibited.
dumb.
However, you have immunity against my bans, so it's fine.
And obviously the console tells you that someone was an idiot and had to test it.
I also have like two very specific people put in, of which I knew beforehand that the second they know there is an autobahn module, they would test it out.
And they did.
Both of them did.
Yeah, I know.
So I beat them to it and actually implemented a function that safeguards those specific two people.
Honestly, at this point, I would have been like, yeah, this off.
The very little thing I remember from computer science, what print does in Python. Yes, it just prints a message to your terminal.
Yes.
I love the creativity, nice. Thanks.
Like literally, the first stream that you went live, people already did it like in the first 5 minutes.
Honestly, this is the first ever stream where I have seen my total viewer count rise to like above 5 within the first 5 minutes of going
Yeah,
live.
it was what 3 minutes for 8 people.
Took 3 minutes, and there were like 8 people watching it, and I was like, what the hell? the hell?
I'm just realizing I also have to send a WhatsApp out real quick. Where's the fourth, right? Yeah.
But yeah, now we have Lyrica, who actually needs a couple more functions before I will deploy her on the server. Now here's the question. Let me pull her offline for the time being. There's no point in her being online right now.
Hey, look at that. I've seen those errors today before.
And these errors you can fully ignore because these errors are caused by the keyboard interrupt. That's basically me forcefully shutting down the program. That's where the error must come from. Ignore it.
As if I've seen those today.
It's basically just a kill switch. You should not
They just,
run anymore, so die.
they just put in
But
a
yeah,
fucking switch point. Whoa,
nah,
Lyrica. Just being killed.
nah. I'm not even gonna put in a switch for that because the end goal is to deploy her on a server where she will run indefinitely. And let's say, if at any point the internet cuts out, which is a function I should still implement, I'm pretty sure I haven't yet. Uh, the moment she notices she doesn't have an internet connection, she is going to try and reinitialize herself a couple times uh, every 10 minutes, let's say. She's going to try and reinitialize herself every 10 minutes up until the point where she does have an internet connection again. And then she just boots up again. And in the event that there actually is a power outage, then sure, I will have to manually turn on the server. But with the way I uh, designed my entire Linux server, I actually created a service for Lyrica as well. That when the server boots, it automatically tries to run this program. So basically, whenever I just turn on my server, Lyrica immediately wakes up. But yeah, it needs some troubleshooting. It needs more functions to be implemented, and after that, uh, she will be ready to be deployed, and then she will be around 24/7. But yeah, here's the question: what other functions do we add? Because as of now, all she does is, well, she has the capability of doing auto rolls on the Discord server, and other than that, she's banning obvious bots in my Twitch chat and saying hi to whoever walks into my Twitch chat, which
Right.
is very bare bones. It's like the very basic. Uh, not to forget, she also has another function in Discord that actually causes her to welcome new people that join the Discord server. But yeah, that is pretty much bare bone of what a bot should do, which Lyrica should be doing. Is the very minimum. So we're going to give her more functionality because that's fun. And I was thinking maybe I will implement a currency module where I can like use some kind of made up currency. Now, what is the nice part about this? Why should I implement it? People can maybe use it in the Discord server, but it can also be used for gambling.
Oh no,
Of
not
course.
again. No, not again.
It can be used for gambling.
Not again. We both know that we will never see Norse again.
Ah, Jeff here is the gambling addict.
We're not the either of them. That's why we'll not even see Cage again.
But you can even go for trading or whatever. So yeah,
Well,
I
if you're
am.
already on it, then you better also put in a daily reward you can collect in the bot channel.
Why not?
Knew it.
Me gambler never. Yeah, I might as well in time add in a daily redeem as well. But here is the other idea. What if you were to have the ability to exchange your channel points for the currency Lyrica provides?
But why?
Because funny. And who knows, maybe later on, Lyrica will get an implementation where you can use Lyrica's currency to actually do stuff in the Twitch stream.
I like my channel points. I like throwing pipes at you.
Of course, the channel points will always have some kind of functionality that will be unique to the channel points, such as throwing metal pipes.
Well, I have everything I need.
You can also exchange those to turn them into Eric's currency. Exactly, you can transfer your channel points to gamble more.
Oh god, bad idea.
But to what extent I'm going to implement gambling and the daily redeem? Or maybe I will even make it a weekly redeem or something. In any case,
You,
yeah. In any case, that will be a later implementation. I think the entire currency idea is going to be a later implementation. Because, well, um, you might think just set up a command for it and be done with it. No. If we actually implement currencies, you actually have to keep track of um, what currencies everyone has, how much. And that will be with a growing uh, community, we'll get a ginormous list of users and currency. So you actually have to um, design the database for that as well, for the database to store all of that data. And then if you were to implement the daily redeem, you also have to track of every single user specifically what dailies they have redeemed. Of course, that would not be that difficult. That's simply just making a table called dailies and just list every single user, registered user, um, and then just make columns for every kind of daily there is, and then either set it to true or false, whether it has been redeemed for that day,
yeah, and then empty it
week.
every reset.
And then you can just use a time module to check what time it is, and then if in turn you annihilate all of the trues and set them to false to reset everything. That is not really difficult to implement. To be fair, it's more the entire list of having to keep track of everything.
I would honestly do it a more lazy way. I would not make a list for every user in general. I would only add that user to the list for the day when that user actually uses a command.
Mm. Yeah, it is pretty much impossible to just read an entire server's member list and
I would just I would just
add
have
everyone.
Lyrica. I would set Lyrica to check
Instead,
the
what I
list
will
that is used.
probably do is make people go through some kind of registration procedure,
I also
which is
want
a
people
bit
to do
more
that.
formal and also a bit more clear, where people will be informed of like a kind of terms of service, how to uh, go around with this, get a short overview of what they can do and what they cannot do. And
Uh-huh.
then, as a conclusion to that, their Discord ID, for example, will be saved to the database.
Yeah, I would have done it even lazier, to be honest. I wouldn't even do that. Like, I would have just said it that the list is empty to start with, and whenever a user uses anything for the dailies, it checks is that person in the list, did that person do it already, and if not in the list, be added for that day. And just empty that out. So it's only as the people who actually did something.
No, but you have to keep in mind that there are actually several other things that you're actually gonna have to keep track of course. Uh,
So you have to keep in mind which currency and stuff they have. So
yes, you still have to track what currencies do they possess, and later on, what I also thought was a very fun idea is to actually, and this is going to fancy everyone's addiction to this one, to actually add achievements.
come on, asshole. We both know that Cage will be stuck there for years.
Imagine
Yeah,
a chatbot
I can
containing
already see.
achievements.
I can already see you add an achievement for doing your daily every day for 5 years, and if you fuck up once, you have to start over again. You just would Cage get stuck
I'm
there
not
forever.
that mean. No,
You're
the
sure about
achievements will be
that?
something that you don't. The majority of them you can just do when you would normally do just anything. For example, sending a certain amount of messages in Twitch chat during stream.
But yeah, I'm sparing your shit anyway, so I'm fine.
Or maybe just amassing a certain amount of currency, like the millionaire achievement requiring
Well,
you to
Jeff,
have 1 million at a time.
Jeff will not make that with how much he will gamble.
I mean, maybe if I implement gambling, there I can implement achievements specifically for gambling.
Well, he will never get the millionaire if there's gambling an option because he'll always lose it before he gets there.
That, or he will actually get it way faster than everyone else. Who knows?
Uh, we both know that that's not going to happen. What was it with gambling? The house never loses.
Yes.
House always wins.
In this case,
Yeah,
Lyrica
that's
would be
not
the
going to
house,
happen.
so
Lyrica always wins. So, do you see the problem there? Jeff will never make it.
yeah, maybe I will turn this into some kind of a demo at some point. But know that currencies and gambling and stuff, it's not going to be implemented anytime soon. For now, I
Yeah.
will want to add in some essentials,
Yeah, but if you edit it at some point, chances are by then I actually know enough to help.
I guess. I mean, by the time you know how to code in Python, I would not mind adding you as a collaborator. I would be fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, by that time I'll be over halfway done with my studies. If I then still don't know what I'm doing, then something went wrong in uni.
Never make it to what? Never make it to millionaire because gambling, according to Aurora.
Well, yeah, well, you get scammers, you'll never make it. You
No.
can't gamble if you don't have anything left.
But yeah, I intend to add achievements to a chatbot.
Oh god.
And these achievements can quite literally be anything. But that is also the question. How would I implement uh, the entire achievement system? How is it going to keep track of what achievements everyone has? Because will quite it will be quite difficult to just put in a very enormous table of achievements. Like if it's just a few achievements, it's fine. But at the moment, the point where you have like 200 achievements, you would have like 201 columns.
You're not supposed to turn your bot into a Final Fantasy game.
Now, I
Like
feel like
if you continue like
achievements actually would motivate some people to interact more.
yeah, but also at the same time you're basically turning your bot into a cookie clicker now.
Nah.
Yeah, you're right, you're missing the cookie.
Of course, you might also wonder why make achievements? Sure, there are some
You got
achievement
Gage.
collectors, but what are achievements without rewards?
Oh god. Let me guess,
And
more
I was
points you can gamble.
thinking, what if by completing certain achievements, you get certain role, and maybe you get like specific titles.
Specific chat for just the people who are dumb enough to do it.
Imagine if you send something in chat and you are actually do with a title.
You just want half of your viewers right now that we know of to suffer. You just want to bully Cage.
To be fair, have you ever heard before of a chatbot that actually has achievements?
Yes.
Damn.
We actually have followed a different server with friends.
Brr.
And we have people who have a streak of doing dailies on that server for over 6 years now. Just don't question what those guys were thinking when putting the bot in. Like, no one's even using the currency anymore because there's so much shit, fucking numbers of currency that no one knows what to do with it anymore. Like, even the gambling part got boring after a while.
All I hear is there's easy opportunities to gamble and get achievements, in which case it's fun. I know, right?
Yeah, this will not end well for at least half your viewers.
Maybe at some point I will just make some kind of dynamic function or asynchronous function that actually, while on stream, if someone reaches a milestone that completes an achievement, it actually shows a pop up live on stream that this person completed this achievement.
But that would also require them to have their Twitch with linked with their Discord, so they can actually ping the person on Twitch and not just leak their Discord.
True. Which is why, with the entire setup with Lyrica, there would be the opportunity there to also link your Twitch account by simply typing your Twitch username.
Makes sense. Like,
Of
can I
course,
already see
for those who happen to be in the Discord server but do not use Twitch for however, whatever reason, there's always the option of not putting it in. But if you then
yeah,
reconsider later, there will be a function that you can use where you can put in uh, your Twitch username anyways.
Makes sense.
That way, I am allowing for the possibility for Lyrica to recognize, hey, this Discord user is is connected to this Twitch account. And for that, you would have to design a table with like, okay, we have a user ID, and each user ID is linked to both a Discord ID and a Twitch ID. And then everything else goes by referring through the user ID. That way, that every single time you you have to refer to a specific user, you can um you can see the link between their used Discord ID or Twitch ID and convert that into their respective user ID. The said user ID will be used for literally everything else. Is this overly complicated? Yes.
Yes. Why can I already see you implement your own Twitch stuff of watch my stream for an hour and you get, I don't know, that thing?
How I also would implement those titles idea would be in the very same table as linked. Um, no, maybe just to make it clean and not clusterfuck. I should actually make a separate table for that with like
Yes.
equipped titles.
Now we gave you a very stupid idea that will not end well with you being stuck on it for at least a year, probably.
Now, to be fair, uh, and when it comes to like the infrastructure,
It is easy, yeah.
that is very easy to set up. You just need
Yeah.
to know how to code in Python to put
That
it,
that
but
is
it
my
also
issue.
requires a lot of planning. How are you
I
going
know
to
how
build this up? And
I
according
know
to
how I
that,
would do that.
you have to build up the code as well.
Like if I know how I would do that, problem being that I can't work with fucking Python. Like how I would do that if you give me Java or C, I could do that.
Yeah, I also have ideas in my brain of how I would do that, how the infrastructure would be built. But it all goes back to how are you going to code that? Because
Yeah, I know how I
naturally,
would code
with the
that.
more functions you implement, the more
You have
complicated
to
the
call
entire
it, yeah.
infrastructure will be, and with it, the more complicated the code will be that you have to write for it.
Yeah. Obviously, even if I help with that, obviously you make the infrastructure, so I don't break anything that you would have needed.
Yeah, but again, this is ideas for later.
Obviously, there's other stuff that has to be done
Yes.
first.
For now, I am only going to implement the essentials. But then comes the question, what is considered essential?
I mean, it is working, and some people would consider gambling as essential for a bot.
Okay, what is essential to me? The streamer, creator, father. Yes. Argue that gambling is essential. Of course, you'd argue that.
See, I told you.
Of course. Let's see. We should go through the list of what's actually implemented and what could actually be added before the first version will be deployed. We have, let's look at, you can already know it's past midnight already.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at Discord first. We have the Discord and Twitch modules. In Discord, we have Lyrica, the ability to welcome new people to the server, which is very simply done whenever someone joins the Discord server. There's a very simple API call for that. And she can handle auto roles. If you ask me, that is very bare bones, but a bot should be capable in a sense of Discord. You could also argue, okay, maybe some degree of moderation, but I think at that point, um, for now, I will leave that up to the actual moderators in the server. Because I would have to implement a massive list of uh, banned phrases, so to say, or domains. And there's no way for me to anticipate them beforehand what is all going to be said. And moreover, a lot also depends on context. And in Lyrica's in her current state, she doesn't take context into account, which is why as of now it's not a smart idea to um, leave moderation over to Lyrica at this point in time. So that is why that will not be deemed essential. That will be done by actual moderators. Is there anything else, Aurora, that you think is essential to be added to the Discord module?
So the Discord module.
Like there's the welcoming and there's the auto roles, both of
Yeah, there's
which
your Twitch
Lyrica can
pings.
handle perfectly well. So
And your Twitch pings are working, so
my Twitch pings are working. That's what we fixed today. So that's an also implemented function.
hmm.
Judging from the fact that you actually have to think about this, means that either I am really close to having everything implemented, or I have basically everything implemented that would be deemed essential.
I would say that is everything that the bot actually needs. Obviously,
Fair.
there's a shit ton of fun stuff you could do.
There's a lot of fun stuff that I can implement.
But I would say in general, that is mostly what you would need.
Alright, then we move on to the Twitch module. Um, so Lyrica has the functionality to greet people when they join the stream. When people walk into the stream chat and send a message for the first time that session, Lyrica will greet them with a random phrase within the set list, depending on what role they have within Twitch chat. That's one function. And the second one is an auto moderation where she takes into account a list of banned domains upon which people will be banned, or shorteners, which in response those will be deleted and said user will be requested to ask to send the actual link instead of a shortener.
Makes sense.
Is there anything in the Switch module that should be added?
Nothing essential, but something fun maybe.
Something fun. Okay, so nothing essential.
No,
Which
it's not essential, but it would be funny.
which brings us to the point that we have basically determined everything essential has already been implemented. And as we can see, it functions.
Does she have messages, for example, automated? You could maybe automate her giving shoutouts if you rate it.
That is a good one. Now, here is the question: how am I going to implement that? Am I going uh, to look into how to look into have Lyrica look into other people's channels to determine, hey, uh, what have they, what were they doing, and then based off of that, make a customized reply with like they were doing this, they were doing that, yada yada yada. Um, then make that a custom response, or am I going to ask Lyrica to make the call for the shout out command that's implemented within Twitch?
I would have just done the shoutout command, to be honest.
Twitch implemented shout out command?
Yeah, like that's the thing that you do too, right?
Yeah, I typically do that. Now, here is my issue with that. Um, the issue with that being is you can't call it, but then it will enter a cooldown.
Minute
And I
focus, right?
am not sure what would happen if Lyrica tries to call it again while it's on a cooldown.
Well,
It
then
could
you
just
might
be
have to
plain
put
forgotten.
Lyrica on a cooldown. That if she wants to do that but can't in that moment because it already is on cooldown, that she waits for the cooldown to run out and then does the next person.
Which would prompt to actually uh also ow, which would prompt
Zero.
the to hold up the command for a set amount of time and then
Yes.
post it later.
Yes. Then you don't have that problem. And you don't have to type it again after a minute because Charlotte was on cooldown and you can just be like, yeah, hey, let me do that again.
Yeah, then there's the other option of actually making a customized response to raids with a
Yeah.
referral in the chat to their channel, let's say.
Question being how would
Um,
you even check for what they did last?
Actually, that can be done
Category,
very
I guess.
similarly to how I make the notifications in my Discord server. It's very easy to basically through the API endpoints that Twitch themselves provide, which is Helix, to actually check in with metadata of a channel. And from said metadata, you can figure out what they streamed.
Yeah, that's the category there.
It's basically going through the exact same method with how I send a live notification in my Discord server.
You can
I
just do that, I
retrieve
guess.
the I just retrieve
You already
the
have the base.
metadata from their latest stream and use
Y-
that
You
as
al-
information.
yeah, you already have the base. That shouldn't even be that wrong of an addition then. If you already have the base and just have to implement it.
Yeah,
The hard part being, how the fuck will you test it?
how am I going to test it?
Well,
Well, for that, I will have to vibe code a little bit. I will have to uh, code a version of that. And then basically, I have to have Lyrica running for quite a while I stream. And then I check on the response when I actually get her raided and see what happens.
fair enough.
Of course, I
Or
can
one of
also
us just,
manually say I make a secondary channel that will just raid my main channel every now and then.
or you just ask someone or me to quickly jump, start a stream and do it. I guess.
I guess. But I don't want to drag people unnecessarily into my uh, testing shenanigans either.
He said after you already banned me for tests. You see the problem
Yeah,
here.
but the difference being is that you have to go out of your way to start your stream, which will notify other people and drag those along as well. Opposed to you sending a message in my Twitch chat in which Lyrica bans you.
Yay.
It's a bit more uh, personal,
I
opposed
guess.
to you dragging maybe like 10 other people along for funny testing purposes.
I don't mind dragging people along. You know that.
But yeah,
They signed up for that.
man, I'm already getting tired. And I actually have to go somewhere for work in the morning.
Wait, you have to work? God damn it.
Yeah, I should be back around like noon.
When did you get that info?
There today.
What was it again of 3 days in advance?
Yeah, that company policy is not being upheld.
What about to say? I don't know of that.
Well, in any case, I think it's enough for today. I've already been streaming for 1.5 hours for whatever reason.
Can't even test in peace.
I cannot even test in peace unless I get fucking ambushed by other people. I'll let us see if we have some funny people on twitch.tv that I can send the people to because I'm done streaming.
I don't know if
Uh,
anyone is live. Probably not.
let's see if there is happens to be someone else currently uh wor- working with Python. Like who knows? Maybe there's just a random channel like in a raid who is currently also working with Python. Like I see a channel here. Software and game development. Wait, that is an actual
Yes.
category? Maybe next time
Yes.
around I will actually use that
It is.
category.
It is.
I actually never stood still with that being a possibility.
I actually saw that earlier on accident.
But
I saw that when I was looking around for the other category for another category, and I was like, wait a second.
oh, there's someone who's actually building a game in Godot. Let's rate them.
Oh god.
A dum dum make game. I should be on tomorrow. Was just sorting it all out today. See you tomorrow. Alright, see you tomorrow, Jeff. You know, we're going to raid out to someone.
I've seen that
Let
name
me
before.
You've seen that name before.
I have seen that name before, yes.
Interesting.
Just don't ask me where, but I've seen that name before.
No, well, to whatever chatters still remain, feel free to copy paste this raid message. If the emotes turn into text, don't mind that. It's just false.
Nothing new. As always.
Yeah, I'm done streaming for today. It's nearly 1 a.m. Later than I should be up. Or later than I intended to have a stream running. So feel free to copy paste this and let's show Dum Dum Big Game some love, who is currently actually working on something in Godot. Something I will maybe do sometime as well. I have skirted around a bit in Godot before, so might be fun. Anyways, you all have a great night or whatever time it is, and I will catch you all the next time. Bye bye.